Evidently, we are. This is the beauty of muting the desktop audio. I can now talk shit about all of these lovely folks, and nope, they can't hear you because I am the voice of reason. You are my living nightmare.
Guy
Reason.
says, I am the voice of reason.
They can't see the giants.
We're all in trouble.
Yeah, if that's the case, oh lord. This is gonna be a good session tonight.
It should definitely be an interesting session. As you can see, I've got my Tailspire inspired group shot. We've got Gulshaw alongside Apollo, wearing a furry diaper and wielding a massive sword, as best I could do.
Wait. Gul Shaw's wearing a furry diaper and
No,
wielding a
Apollo
sword?
is. Apollo is. Nice try. Nice try.
Oh, man.
You do what you're going to do in your 3 months, and I get to do what I'm going to do in my 3 months.
And apparently a furry diaper is included in that.
A furry diaper.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I changed from a regular diaper to a furry one.
It's all good.
Might have gotten a little
clubbing in his
Seasons
furry
changing,
diaper
yeah.
and glitter.
Considering the massive difference in ages here, we do not diaper shame because we all came into this world in a diaper and we will leave this world in a diaper.
Hopefully not, but yes.
Hopefully not a dirty one.
You live that long.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, I hope I die before that happens.
Too
your
late.
body does do that when you do pass, so it just
Yeah, I know. But that's after you pass, not, you know.
not wow, you're passing. Well, technically you are never mind.
Yeah.
You passed twice.
But
You definitely
you
have
pass in 2 different ways.
Yeah.
If you
So
know what I
welcome
mean.
everybody. Hey.
Welcome to the madhouse that is Faerun Reborn, a post-apocalyptic campaign set in the Faerun universe after all of my other campaigns have failed. The idea is this is the world as it is. I was running 4 other games related to this exact same campaign. We treat this campaign as if those 4 other games have failed, and this is the nightmare reality that our players find themselves in as they begin the rebuilding and reconstruction process of the Faerun. All the old myths and lores of the old cities and the old capitals and city-states are gone. Left behind is a massive population of individuals trying to survive and do the best that they can. And I'm having my coffee in my gifted cup from my 4-legged child that I've recently adopted. She belongs to me now. Her mom just doesn't know that yet. There is, see the likeness?
Oh, yep. Definitely.
Looks
your
just
kin.
like me. She's a little bit thin
Yes.
on the hair, but you know, I forgive her for that. Because she is
What's her name?
ridiculously cute.
Don't tease us. What's her name?
Her name is Ziamara.
Oh.
And she
fancy.
is spoiled rotten. We began this campaign over a year ago. And then I would say maybe a few months ago, 4 or 5 months ago, we moved it onto our Twitch channel to share it with you. We're doing something uniquely different tonight. We're going to do an extended recap, an extended introduction into what is the campaign. And then we're going to do a time skip where each player gets to describe what they wanted to accomplish over a 3 to 4 month period, which would be the equivalent of the entire summer season in Faerun, as they had reached or they had accomplished one of their major goals, which was the successful reopening of the Maw Chasm Bridge, bringing 2 significant populations together and bolstering their influence both on the Silverhand dynasty as well as beginning to start their own kind of dynastic existence as well. I'm going to turn this down. I think I'm a little loud. There we go. So, before we get started, Cesare, talk to us about some of the things you got going on these days.
Good news, guys. My 4-month-old nephew had his successful 4th open heart surgery and should be coming home tomorrow. And
Nice.
I am not going to cry about it on camera, but
Yes, you are. I order you
makes...
to. You failed your deception roll. You will cry. Because you have empath skills. You are a lovely person, Cesare. That's how it works.
The Lev is not good at goodbyes. And if he breaks down, there might be a little bit more to it. So one, that is my utmost highest excitement thing in life right now. In regards to the fun things that we get to do on a regular basis in this grand world of TTRPG Academy, I have a few campaigns. 2 here, obviously, Faerun Reborn, as well as the Debtor's Gambit. Love those. The Sunday, Monday. It's the way I start my week. I love it every time. And on Tuesdays, I am part of a thing called the General Adventuring Company, which is another podcast and video production. It gets released on YouTube, as well as all of the audio places that you can get podcasts. You can find it on social media at TGACPOD. TGAC pod, and yeah, it's a D&D 5e homebrew world where I get to play a Dragonborn Ranger Rogue multi-class, and it's a lot of fun. We release episodes on Tuesday. We just finished recording episode 9, so that'll be coming out in a couple of weeks. And yeah, and I just secured a couple of gigs up in Northern California in Napa, where I will be doing some video production work. I have a mobile media and production company that I have been building.
And you still owe me an EMP Studio logo.
Yeah, I do. I got you my backstory though.
Yes,
finally,
yes,
so
I finally have some more writing I can do.
I will send that. I'm gonna do that in game today.
Also, I need you to.
Is that a word?
Asshole is definitely a word. I'm the embodiment of asshole. So we here at the Hands of Mercy Studios will be requiring some of your assistance sometime soon. I want to put together a photo shoot and a video shoot for us to put up on the website. So hopefully, hopefully we can.
Heck yeah.
Cool. That would be hugely appreciated because your skill set is pretty amazeballs. Kai, tell us.
If we could also get some pictures of like the massage rooms and stuff to put up on the website.
I've got a whole plan for Cesare, so don't worry. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I will bring out the bus and make a weekend out of it.
For you.
Yeah, especially.
We have space that you could. I can speak. We have space that you could park the bus.
True.
Yay!
Yay!
It'll be exciting.
So Kai,
so exciting.
I did get your links. I have not. I'm going to publish them tomorrow on the channel. But go ahead and talk to us about some of the stuff you got going on these days.
Alrighty. Well, I am just Jen on Twitter, and so you can look me up there. I am also working on a podcast with a group of friends that's supposed to come out sometime this fall. It's a seat at the table. Dragon Reign is going to be season 1. We haven't discussed the rest of the seasons coming up after that completely yet, but look forward to that. It's for a seat at the table again is ASAP Pod on Twitter, so you can look us up there. And I'm working on just a few other live streams that we do. I do one every other Sunday with Crest Card, and we're doing kind of a Fallen Camelot campaign right now.
Ooh!
Yesterday, we've been doing that for a few months. It
sounds cool.
Off and on, and it's been really fun. So we go live and every other Sunday. But you can look me up on Twitter, and I always tweet out about it whenever we're going live.
Nice.
Gotcha.
It's amazing. I would love to see the Camelot story.
I put the @Jen and @ASATT pod in the chat, so you can click on those links and they will take you out to or just copy them and put them into your social follows. Gulsha, I'm not wearing it today, but I wore it on Sunday. Death is just a cold hug. One of your
you got it?
Dark design t-shirts. Yep.
You got it.
Did it look decent? Does it look decent?
Yeah, I loved it. It was great.
I'll have to order mine. Do they have it in a tank top?
Yeah. Basically, you could order it on a hubcap if you want to.
Okay, because
Yeah, you can order it on.
I am only wearing tank tops right now. That's no sleeves.
Sleeves are bullshit.
Sleeves are
quote-
bullshit. It's
to
too
quote-
warm.
I could
famous
not
monk.
unmute my
Marisha.
mic
To
fast
quote
enough to
Marisha.
say it. So.
Sleeves are bullshit. Sleeves are
And-
bullshit. I
And
totally
on
agree.
Sunday, you said something really funny. You said we're doing this pre-campaign 1 and 2, and you didn't say what it was, but I appreciated and respected the little drop in there yesterday. That was cool.
So, Derek is not back with us yet. He just messaged me. He said he will be back next Monday, as he is wrapped up his 30-day, what do you call it, National Guard service, his summer service. We love you, Derek, and thank you very much for all that you do. Those summer activities can be hellish, to say the least, in this kind of heat that we've been in for the past 30 days. So if there's anyone who cannot say that Derek is not a actual ranger in real life versus his ranger character, there's plenty of arguments to be.
Derek's a ranger.
Yes,
A real
and Derek is
ranger. I
currently
didn't think
out
about
and
that.
about on his own little sub-arc that's been playing out for the last 30 days, and I will meet with him next week to discuss the details and get him caught up. But everything you need to know about us is down below, folks. All of our about links, everything, our Discord. But I will mention this. If you join our Discord, it is a teach, learn, and play Discord. The other thing we do is we like to do giveaways that help support players and DMs, storytellers, and all the folks out there. If you have a horrific dice addiction and you love dice, join our Discord. We do a weekly dice giveaway sponsored by Viridian Dice Gaming and Supplies. And here's the cool thing. They just recently gave us a 10% promo code. Now, I get the code for about 2 weeks. It's mostly for our Discord folks. So to get the code, you have to join our Discord. Or be a Twitch follower. You can just whisper at me in Twitch and I will send you the code. The other thing too is if you follow us, obviously join the Discord. There's a code channel with the code in it. It's about 80% of their inventory as part of the 10% discount. It's their shipping that's, to me, is the most amazing. The turnaround time is very fast. They ship internationally, which is rare. Chav Hunter is currently about to be sent a care package from us. Chav Hunter is one of our earlier followers, someone who has been very supportive in both our channel as well as our Discord. I believe he resides in the UK, and he plays D&D a lot, and he uses, he basically has learning, how do you want to say it? He's got learning challenged people that he helps out, and he does it through his normal life as well as his D&D life. And I use the term learning challenge because I don't know what they all suffer from, so I don't necessarily want to be one of those stereotyping mongers that people just say, oh, you're this or that. But, you can always hit Chav Hunter up at our Discord. He's often in our stream chat. You can hit him up there too. But I have a really cool...
Good peeps.
Yeah, I've got a really cool care package going out to him because he's been a numerous winner on many occasions and was very, very sweet and nice in telling me that when I have enough to send an international package, then just to wait. So that kind of understanding and patience, I'm a huge fan of. So we're probably going to go an extra half hour tonight because I think this is going to be a pretty long session. I know we got started a little bit late, but there's a lot of things that are going to go on with this session. And I want to give each player their unique opportunity to describe and shape the world over the next 3 to 4 months. This is that particular circumstance where a bit of success and the team has become, decently renowned, and they've had a number of successes. So for those of you that don't know the background of the campaign, basically 250 years ago, there was a episodic situation called the Rift Wars. The Rift Wars played out across many different timelines and planar existences. As all of those timelines and planes of existence collapsed in on themselves, the Faerun, or the world of Perel, suffered a rift. This rift shattered the reality that they knew, created a apocalyptic calamity across the world, destroyed the weave as they know it, and about anywhere from 50 to 80% of the population of Toril was nearly wiped out. Over that 250-year period of recovery, most of life is scrabbling for existence, trying to figure out what to do next. However, in the very center of all this, in a kingdom known as Bith, or Bithyani, it's pronounced Bith for short, there was a surviving cadre of believers who felt if they could bring back their original patron or royalty, Lord Silverhand, into this period of suffering, that perhaps Lord Silverhand could use his dynamic personality, his wit, his leadership to help recover the world. What we've learned so far is that the refraction cube relic that they recovered is not only dangerous and difficult to operate, but because it taps directly into the existence of the weave, which is now non-existent. Hey, Brandon, how are you? They have made a few mistakes. Some of those mistakes are appearing in the world in many different forms. However, the team has established the Chimera Mercantile. They have gained land. They have gained the ability to be a magistrate of one of the local communities. As that there's a huge need for leadership. There is a huge need for those to help bring the Faerun back into what it was once before. However, there are those out there that challenge that idea, that perhaps the very reason or nature of this shift in reality was because of the narcissistic behavior of city and nation states of a world long since bereft of the idea of doing well, doing good, balance, and all of those things. So this is the price they paid. The price they paid was failure, and now we've got to rebuild. Our team, they're known as the proprietors of the Chimera Mercantile. They own a theater. They have just recently started the construction of their own tavern. They have required leadership of one of the communities called Traverton. They recently added a new fellow to their group, goes by the name of Apollo Phoenix, a particular individual that was serving with the Firebrand, and the Firebrand was maintaining security of the Maw Chasm Bridge. The team, after successfully opening up the Maw Chasm Bridge and seeing to it that Lord Silverhand could make his promise on uniting other pockets of societies that have been isolated on the other side, it would seem, for the very first time in a long time, things have begun to calm down. The raids by the slaving caravans and the adepts of Merkel and their priests seem to have died down momentarily. Brachus has managed to build a substantial army and has also managed to figure out a way to cordon off the Jasper mining colony. This colony has been overrun by the slavers for some time now, but no longer seeming able to field raids like they were before. Containment seems doable at this point. The massive refugee columns coming from the west, the deep east, the south near the Chultian desert, as well as the north, have never really abated. But as our team and the leadership struggle to make ways of supporting these folks, what we're going to do tonight is we're going to time skip. Each player is going to describe for us what they want to do over a 3 to 4 month period. Now, we'll probably do some rolling and some other things to see how well or how poorly they do in this attempt. But they're going to describe it each individually. They're free to try to do things that they would normally do under gaming situations. But the main purpose of this is to have them shape the world that they're in, kind of take this wealth, this power, this influence, and afford them the opportunities to begin to set the next phase of their contribution to this world. So, with that, where we last left off, there was a very important evening that everybody had gathered at the new 1,000 acres that was acquired. Gulshan Arena were the first ones there. Eventually, Kai, Valev, and Apollo made their way there as well. Still no sign of Derek, as he is out doing whatever he's doing. He's always promised to return, and he will. He's assured us of this. But all of you are staring at this new acquired wealth. The mass amount of monetary wealth that's been incurred, and the what feels like an insane amount of work to accomplish over the next 3 to 4 month period. But tonight, we're going to start with Velev, as Velev has a very important decision to make before he tells us what him and potentially Scorch have done with their time. Velev.
Who, me? Okay. I wasn't planning on this being like a narrative thing. I thought we were just telling you what we wanted to happen, and then
he narrates it. Yeah.
No, not
yeah,
narrates it, but like presents options and conversation. But if it is more dialogue based and more narrative, I will try and put together something that sounds not broken up and all over, something a little fluid. Jason, you're so good at it, and I will aspire to get as half as good as that.
I appreciate you calling me fluid. I think that means a lot.
It does. It does. In every aspect of the manner, except hopefully your bowels. So, See, this is what happens when I get nervous. My hands are all wet now, and I'm like saying weird poop jokes. I don't know what's happening.
Okay,
well,
so
considering
we're
the
having
diaper
the conversation.
jokes earlier,
We're
it
having
makes
the
sense.
conversation about what we're doing before we have the conversation around our
About what
1,000
we're
acres.
doing? Yeah. Is that correct?
Well, when we finished off last session, all of you had come together at the new 1,000-acre lot that you had been given and had
Right.
already discussed some thoughts and ideas. But it was this evening that Scorch had asked Velev to make a decision about pursuing the investigation of an old ruin that Scorch felt needs to be pursued. And the ruin was called Candle Keep.
Candle Keep.
Yeah, okay, so let's dive into Velev's head for a little bit. Velev is... Yeah, okay. I'm going to try and do this not third person. Let me just get into that real quick. So, when trying to figure this out, I've gone back and forth a lot on where I should be. This is the first time I've ever really had, real friends, and they don't feel like friends anymore. They're I think they're more like family. I want to help take care of them. they really don't need it. They're great on their own, but I really do think that Scorch needs me. I don't know what I'm going to be able to do to help a dragon, but there is something calling to me out there, and as a kid, a lot of the times people say you need to grow up, you need to be a man. I never really knew what that meant. I've always been a bit more, not animal or beast, but that's kind of where I feel most comfortable, So I'm gonna go with Scorch, and it's gonna be hard to say goodbye, but it's hopefully just a very short period of time. I'll be back soon, but I haven't seen my family, like my actual family. I guess I have a lot of families. I need to visit my druid clan, and I need Scorch to meet them. They have to meet him, and I would like to introduce Scorch to my mom, and I know she's not my real mom, but her and my brother and sister, being actual bears. Yeah. Scorch needs to meet them, and I want to see him and go back to my home a little bit, and then go off on and help Scorch with this candle tower place or whatever. I'm not sure, but we're really excited. We really want to practice with these the bang staff and get really, really good at it every day. Scorch likes it. He thinks it's really cool, and I want to get better. So we're going to practice together. And I really don't know what's going to happen. I guess that's kind of how it is all the time. So it's kind of a natural and comfortable state for me to not know what's going on. This time, it's a little different because I don't have the backup that my friends normally provide. I can't ask the same questions for when I'm uncomfortable and don't know what the people are meaning when they say certain things. And Scorch he feels kind of young like me in the way that we think. We don't really get certain things when it comes to people. So it might be difficult. It might be hard, but I think we'll be all right. Yeah. We will be all right. And we're going to be back soon. So I know I'll get to see my friends and family really quick.
All of you hear a very low ebbing roar, as you could see Scorch's form circling right above where you're all kind of milling about the 1,000-acre area that you've been admiring during this conversation with Velev. Eventually you watch as Scorch lands nearby, comes walking over in his full red, black, kind of weird kind of mix of coloration, almost like a color of lava and brimstone, and there's no defining the color that he is. Comes over in his full dragon form. Well, Velev, shall we go?
This was really good timing. I was actually just telling everybody. Yeah, let's right now.
No time like the present. It's a long journey, my friend.
Oh. Do you think maybe we can have dinner or something with everybody first?
Would you like me to eat them? Is that what you mean?
No.
Oh.
No. Not have them for dinner.
He kind of
Have
winks
dinner.
at everybody else, then looks at you. Velev.
That was a joke. I got it.
Velev, it's time to go.
I'm gonna give Velev a hug.
Arena's a little bit shorter than Velev, so he'll
A little bit shorter.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
pat him on the shoulder.
And Ghost is gonna come over. Ghost is gonna come over and just rub up against you.
He's a good boy. You're gonna be fine, Ghost. You take care of Arena. You keep her safe. Okay. And after
Good
kind
luck,
of like
Velev.
the cuddles and the scrunchies and everything, and with Arena and Ghost, he's getting a little teary-eyed, and he'll stand up and straighten himself up a little bit, and put out a hand towards Golshaw.
Okay. Good luck, Velev.
And I'll shake his hand.
Shake.
It's basically like shaking half the side of a cow. I mean, your little hand and his giant, mailed paladin hand. I mean, it's like shaking hands with a 6-foot-tall tank.
And as he probably goes and all right, that's enough. Velev will hold on a little bit longer.
A little too long.
Yeah, a little too long on the
Awkwardly long.
handhold. And as his hand kind of trembles a little bit, he'll just pull Golshaw in and hug him around the waist.
Okay.
There,
I give him
there. There.
All right, Ghelfi. All right, Velev. I kind of slap you on the face. I kind of slap you on the face a little bit, and you'll be good. Use your training. Trust no one.
I'm gonna pull out another 200 gold and hand it to you just in case you have to buy anything and run into anyone that you can buy things from.
I
on
still
your
have
way.
all this bag of the platinum. I don't
Yes.
need gold.
Yes.
It's fine.
And I also take my bag of
get Ghost a
holding.
bunch of stuff.
I take my bag of holding. Just bring this back to me. And I give you the bag of holding.
I will. And
Just bring it back to me.
I'll bring back all of the other things that you guys asked for.
Anything
as well.
that you
I'm
think
pretty
would be
sure
amazing.
Arena's gonna cry next.
Yes.
Bag of
So-
holdings are very
I'm
rare
crying.
in this world now.
So
Just bring it back to me.
I'll say to Apollo, Phoenix prophecies. Yeah.
Yes, the
and-
Phoenix prophecies.
And I'll be like,
It
I'll
is
give him a
finally
thumbs
good.
up. And then I'll look over to Kai and say, the candle keep
Reliquary vault.
Reliquary
In
vault.
the vault.
Yes, I don't know
It'll
what that
be
is,
good
but you said a
knowledge.
book, a book of something, a book of lots of
Was it Book of
Book of
Knowledge?
thoughts,
Knowledge.
knowledge. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep, you've got
Yep.
it. And she'll hand him her potions of healing, of greater healing. She's got 3, so she'll give them to him to take with him.
Okay, he puts them in the bag of holding. And I think that's the only thing that everybody asked for. I'm like scrolling up through the chat to make sure. Gulshaw, do
said
you want me to bring you
anything.
anything back?
Do you need a diaper?
If you see anything about the Lord of Bones,
Lord of
and
Bones.
possibly how to defeat him,
Defeating the Lord
put
of
that
Bones.
book in your bag and bring it to me.
Yes,
And if you-
sir.
and if
And I
you-
give him a
anything-
little bit of a salute.
Failing that, bring me back anything on the Raven Queen. That would be helpful.
Got
I'm
it.
gonna say I'm anything that you think I would like, because
Which
you
would
know
be
the
everything.
things that I like, which would be everything. Yeah.
Can I put pets in the bag? I don't. That's not.
No, they'll die
No.
in like 10 minutes.
Okay, so no
Please
pets in the
don't
bag.
do that.
No pets in
No.
the bag. No.
But what if it's
You'll
really
have to
cute?
put them. You'll have to put them in your regular backpack.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Nothing alive that you want to stay alive in the bag of holding.
Got it.
Oh, and just to no, it's fine.
Just to
The
be
long-
safe, if he finds another bag of holding, should he know not to put another bag of holding inside
Yes.
of it?
If you come across another bag of holding or another container of holding, don't put them in each other because they will explode.
Well,
That's not good.
I'm pretty sure telling him that means he might try, but I'll keep an eye on him.
They
Hey.
explode, and then I don't get my bag back, so don't do it.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. And I give her a little salute as well.
Scorch puts his massive head down, crawl up on his neck, and kind of shimmy down up to the shoulder points. There is
Bye,
a
Scorch.
area for you to kind of just be able to hold and hunker down without
I
much
put
of an
food
effort.
in the bag of holding.
Scorch swings its head back to look at all of you and smiles, but then looks and kind of frowns deeply in the direction of Gulshaw. Scorch looks at you. Have you told them yet where you're going?
Not yet.
I leave you with this, child of the Raven Queen. Know that that mountain you go to is old and ancient. Ghosts haunt that place. My memory is crystal clear. I have no desire to visit the Oshram Temple. The path you are about to walk in is a path that is deserted of life and filled with memory. I do wish you luck. Fighting alongside with you has been invigorating. I wish all of you good fortune. And his massive form just lifts up into the air and
Golsha!
Bye, Scorch.
Yeah.
Do
Yes.
I look do I look cool?
Yes, you look cool.
I'm on a dragon!
You look mighty.
And there's
Scorch,
food in the bag of holding.
all you could hear is Scorch chuckle as he's kind of like making his way off into the distance. So, who wants to go next? Gulsha, perhaps?
As we fly off, I give a cheer!
Yeah, if you want. Okay. So, have a lot on my plate.
And you can
Couple
ad lib,
things.
you can,
Right.
do a summation, because you're telling your friends what you're going to go do, and everybody's going to do this, and then we'll spend a little bit of time resolving everybody's process.
As Scorch has said, I am going to Oshram Temple. Been a quest given to me by the Raven Queen, and I wish to fulfill it. Aside from that, I've also spoken to Lord Silverhand, and I am starting a holy order that will help with the protection of this area from the evils of the Lord of Bones and any other vile creature that steps foot onto the land. Those are the two things I will be working on in the coming months.
And when Gulsha tells you this, you can hear some horses ride up. You look to see Unther, fully decked out in paladin attire, heavily emblazoned with both the Raven Queen as well as the Platinum Dragon insignia that he still holds his faith to, Bahamut, and looks at all of you, horse in tow. There's a couple other individuals there as well, dressed in heavy armor. Unther looks down at Gulsha. Well, are you ready? Shall we, as they say, get this show on the road?
Yes.
You can see the heavy mount, absent a rider, gets kind of pulled over to where you are, putting yourself up in the saddle, looking down at your friends. Unther
Good
just
luck in all your travels and all your things that you will be doing. And I will be back as soon as I can. If I don't come back, of course, all my things and all my possessions belong to you now.
Come back.
I will try to come back, but if not, carry on without me.
with that, you watch as
And
Gulsha rears
Just fling
back.
around right off.
Yeah, and all the horses. Unther kind of looks back and smiles, and they begin to disappear off into the distance, leaving Apollo, Kai, and Arena behind. Apollo, have you thought about what you want to do with your 3 to 4 months?
Yes, so it's finally good to talk in my regular voice versus having to be more proper, with the Uskar tribe. It's finally good to just breathe, It's very hard, so I'm going to search and really get back into my old roots. And in search of a certain flower that I've heard is supposed to give more joy and more benefits of what's called happiness out. Yeah, it's called. It should take me a while, but I'm also gonna be crafting my weapon, trying to make it a little bit better. Just sharpen it up, make it a little bit better in combat. It's I haven't met y'all. I haven't really spoke with y'all too much. Y'all will be missed. I shall be back in about 3 to 4 months. hopefully with what I'm looking for, but not for sure on exactly what it looks like. Kind of just finding myself.
With that kind of arena, you watch as Apollo just kind of hoists his gear, puts his spear across his shoulders, makes a big sigh, and kind of just nods in your direction, begins to head off into the distance. As the two of you, Kai and Arena, are the last two admiring the new 1,000 acres that you've acquired. Golshah is left, Valev is left. He watches Apollo disappears off. Derek has been gone for some time. Probably won't be seen for a while as well. Kai, what would you like to be doing with your time?
Well, I plan on working on these guns. I would like to make some automatic rifles if possible. And maybe a pistol or two. I know a few of us do carry those. And I'm definitely looking at this new imp powder that I had collected and seeing if I can make some sort of magical bullets with those.
What? A
so I'll
pump
be
action shotgun, you say?
automatic or yes, something like that maybe. We'll see what happens. I'm going to be experimenting a lot in my workshop. So we'll see what happens when I do that. Then for myself, I'm also going to try and see about making my quarterstaff an actual magic weapon. Because it is not one right now, even though it is my focus for all of my magical powers. Also working on potions as usual. I've always got those boiling over there. And then I know before Golshah left, he had mentioned to me that he was hoping to get some power armor. If I have time, I'm going to look into that, as well as maybe some power hammers for his Raven Guard paladins that he is setting up.
A little bit of Warhammer leaking into my game.
Yeah, something like that.
You start talking about it, it's your fault.
Fair enough. And it would seem since Kai and Arena, for the most part, will be staying locally and working on things locally. Arena, what are your plans for the next 3 to 4 months?
I am going to, well, first set up the tavern, hire someone, more people to like help the High Moons out and get the tavern all set up. And then I'm going to get the plans rolling for getting our keep started on our 1,000 acres. Getting a big, big area that we are then going to live in. It's not going to take up the whole 1,000 acres, but you know, we do need area for that elephant, whatever it's called. Heffalump? Oliphant. So get that area set up for that because it's growing fast and, you know, we need to get it out of the town. And then I am also going to go down to Traverton and get Traverton set up and us, you know, working on getting that set up for all the people that Silverhand's going to send down and yeah, get some of the stuff set up so that we can have it send food and stuff that we need in Whist and everywhere else. So, yeah. That's my goal.
Time is a difficult thing to manage. Hey, Hard Knock Dice, thanks for the raid. We currently are doing a time skip in our campaign as the owners of the Chimera Mercantile have all wandered off in different directions to accomplish different things. So thank you for dropping in. I really appreciate it. Time is a unique thing. Time, well, it creates change. It creates opportunity. It creates the sense of worth and understanding in a world that's been suffering for a great deal of time. It's difficult to know and understand this world that you're in, other than all of you at either the individual level or as a group have made subsequent changes to a world that seemed to be very much on the edge of total collapse. You have changed the way people treat each other. You have both rescued and failed at the same time. Even your failures seem to be somewhat have created opportunities, whether it be people that you no longer see or whether it be circumstances that you're still not quite clear on. The world has abided your help, and the world is changed by it. Apollo, starting with you. It's been 2.5 months since you left. You are deep in a forest that you have no familiarity with. But the clues and the struggles of what you've discovered over this period of time have brought you here. Currently, you are covered head to toe in the remnants of some bizarre creature that you dealt with. Finding a clue in its lair brought you deeper into this heavily thick forest. You haven't slept in days. You haven't eaten in days. The water skin at your waist keeps you going. And this sense, this overriding sense that you have to find this plant. There's a reason that you're driven towards this plant, but you're not really sure why. Dealing with the creatures that have been put in front of you each time, exhaustion finally overtakes you, and you simply fall asleep in the deep wood. Within a few hours, you awake. There is a soft glow near the edge of a tree line. It's pulsing, the white light radiant swirling about. Insects and moonbeam collide. There is a sense of disconnect, but realization at the same time. You're now awake, staring at this light. What do you do?
Oops. Sorry. As what's called Apollo, slowly crawls towards this what's called plant. You can pretty much see his somewhat of the what do they call it, spirits of have he just got out of that forest, and he's probably been just in a fight with whatever animals have been in there. You see his spirits kind of keeping him company, as he's been probably by himself most of the time, so he's talking to them as if they were his old brothers.
Give me a con save really quick, Apollo.
Okay. $15.
Their sense of exhaustion, sense of frustration, sense that perhaps you've finally found what you've come to find, and you stand and you're looking at these spirits swirling around you. You see the tribal spirits of your past guiding you safely towards this point of light. And there, as the forest trees give way and the undergrowth of the trees give way, there is a very luminescent pond filled with almost like a white and reddish pinkish hue. There are creatures encircling it. In the very center of the pond is a purple kind of flower with black and yellow translucent veins running through it. It's pulsing this kind of necrotic energy towards you. And it kind of pulls you in. You feel the spirit, the different spirits swirling about you, kind of guiding you to this point. And then suddenly, the entire area is filled with spirit guardians and spirit luminescence and all manner of creatures that represent the health and understanding of arcane matter. The woven heart flower sits in front of you. It's roughly 2 feet across and 1 foot in height. It sits in this translucent energy, And the translucent energy pulses out. And every time it pulses, you begin to hear the echo of a rather feminine voice in your mind. Apollo, it is good that you found us. Us, all of us.
Mother, is that you?
Mother, father, brother, sister, we are all here. All of us here. We are your spirit world of the past. And you watch as hundreds of translucent figures turn their head towards you. But we have a new journey for you to undertake. Take
What is it?
the flower from the pond, child. Take it freely, but you must take it willingly.
And Apollo not really walks, as he's kind of like very tired and very exhausted. He's kind of just slumping over towards it. More dragged bodied, real.
The minute your foot
Heavily
touches
breathing.
the end of the edge of the pond, all of that dissipates. Your exhaustion, your hunger, your injuries, all of it fades. Your physical manifested self stands perfectly still as you watch your disembodied spirit step out of your body and begin to float towards the center of this pond. You watch as your spiritual self begins to bend down, picks this flower, but rather than the physical creation of it coming free, its own spiritual essence coming free from the flower. You then watch the physical flower wilt and disappear into the pond. You then watch all the spiritual bodies kind of filter away as your spiritual sense comes back into your physical manifestation. And there your physical self is now holding a very small manifestation of this flower. Know this, Phoenix child. There's a reason why Phoenix is the understanding of rebirth. The power of this flower, its arcane wish, is to bring the weave back into existence, to help this world heal itself. Find the warrior known as Gulsha. Present this flower to him. He will know what to do. Look for the children of the north. The red wizards. They know how to undo this nightmare. Somewhere off into the distant chasms of time, there is a unique individual that has made a deal with a powerful entity. You may not know him, but he is there watching. This flower is delivered and the weave restored. You will return. You will come back. Guard this flower with your life. No. The spirit world, cut off for so long, needs to return. The very spirit of this place is absent. Go, child of the Phoenix. Go with good intent and good health. You wake up the following morning fully rested. Your wounds have healed. You're on the very edge of the mysterious forest that you found yourself plunged into. Looking off in the direction of the far northeast, you can see in your mind's eye a group of people at a location called the Chimera Mercantile, getting ready to sit down for a meal and talk about their adventures. And you begin to head off in that direction. With the new container fastened to your side, the gift that a mysterious individual had given to you, a spear fashioned unlike anything you've ever seen before. armor
Yeah.
bundled up and packaged on your backpack, a gift as well from the spirits. It would seem that you've accomplished part of your goal, the other part, getting back home, as another month to a month and a half is probably what it's going to take. And
As he kind of shares his water skin with the flower, making sure it stays alive.
it pulses with the refreshing drink of the water.
And just gotta, this next month, he's just kind of making sure it stays alive and making sure, like, he's still somewhat talking with them, with his spirit guardians, but he's still trying to make sure he can get back to where this group is. He must find Goshaw.
Kai, with a heavy sigh, you're leaning in the door jamb, looking at a very exhausted Arena. She seems to have practiced the art of administration over the last few months. However, with the newfound wealth that the Chimera Mercantile has acquired, your new lab has been complete. It sits roughly on the very edge of town. Arena and Mike Highmoon called it a safe distance. As your engineering skills seem to have taken on a bit of a twist. Go ahead and give me an intelligence check.
Roll high. Roll high.
I will do
Guidance. Guidance.
18.
18. Taking this moment to take a break from your own work, you return back to your new laboratory.
Do you have any DM inspiration left over? Just saying.
As you return back to your laboratory, it's filled with all manner of equipment, and your father has seen to it that no hesitation of help or guidance would not be forthwith, as the laboratory known as Kai's Gearworks is to a certain degree kind of taking on its own kind of sense of worth. Not only is the new blacksmith up and running, but you and Longtooth have kind of made somewhat of a friendship together, as you've required his assistance in some of the more sophisticated metallurgy and other workings of these devices.
I think you changed his name again.
Who did?
You did.
Said
It's not
Longtooth,
Longtooth.
Longhorn,
It's Snarltooth.
Sorry,
Snarl.
Snarltooth. I was thinking of a different...
Snaggletooth,
Yeah,
Snarltooth.
I was thinking of a different NPC.
Yep.
As you and
Yep.
Snarltooth are standing at your new gunnery range, and there's a couple pieces of equipment that you've been experimenting with the aid from Mr. Tooth, who,
To get way around it.
right?
Yeah, I got that. I saw that. I see what you did there.
He kind of looks up at you and he goes, well, I mean, are we going to try this one again? I mean, it kind of blew up last time, but I think I've kind of figured it out.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah, I blow up things often.
Well,
Let's give it another try.
Well, I believe me and Brackus have begun to call this one a cannon. A tool of the old world. We have 4 of them now. The last 2 that exploded, I kind of melted them down for, well, let's just get this on. And the 2 of you get behind a very heavy, block wall made of both rick, mud, and reinforced iron and concrete. And you watch as Snarltooth kind of whack, pulls on a cable, and there's this loud that kind of goes off. The 2 of you look over and around, and you can see where the cannon is still intact, and you can see way off in the distance a kind of small structure that was built was just completely obliterated.
Aw, jeez.
You can see the crater, you can see all the manner of noise. There is a procession of people watching who begin to clap and cheer at the outcome. You
We
then
didn't blow ourselves up. Yay!
Then
That's gonna get expensive.
then your focus turns towards
I'm sure it
a-
built for that.
an unusual gun that you've been working on. The self-contained cartridges seem to successfully load one at a time, but there's no longer a need to load it through the main front end of the rifle, ram it with the ramming rod, and put in the powder and the cotton wad. It seems that just everything being contained in this one round is everything that you need. The previous experiments have kind of gotten out of hand, but you watch as a couple of the gunners begin to practice, and a series of popping noises go off as they are having a good deal of success. Crack, crack, crack. The rifles are going off, and there's a rapid pace to their shooting. You look over to see a big, smiling Brachus. These will make a huge difference on the front lines. Thank you, Lady Silverhand. This will change many things. As most of the gunnery testing seems to go on without a hitch, you now have 2 or 3 engineering assistants, a dwarf, a gnome, and a halfling, one of the elder sons of the High Moon. They maintain and keep your lab in order. They make sure that you and Snarl can, maintain communication, working on your items. They manage your curation of your designs and your organization of your laboratory. You spend many months doing this. And these thoughts, kind of from time to time, you take a break. You either spend some time with your father or, on occasion, watching over a very exhausted arena as great mountains of paperwork seem to consume her time. Even the 3 additional scribes that she's hired through your father's connections and the understanding of how important it is to maintain. The High Moons have done a proper job of keeping her fed and keeping her not from becoming overwhelmed and exhausted, but they do their job. And you return to the laboratory and spend more time counting the days until hopefully everybody returns. No messages of late, no sign from either Apollo, Gulshaw, or Valev, or Derek. But it is coming up. Summer is waning. The beginnings of fall are in the air. The busy caravan season that begins at fall time, well, hopefully also brings new opportunity. New exotics from the Midlands, as the Maw Chasm Bridge has been open for almost 4 months at this point. This has been allowing a great deal of opportunity for you to acquire things that used to be quite difficult. During this period of time, you've accumulated a store of 1,000 pounds of black powder. You've accumulated a store of nearly 2,000 pounds of an item called sulfur. And lately, you've been getting steady delivery from the Worntooth Mountains of a supply of items called bat guano. This combination has been allowing you to make a steady flow of powder and organizing it that way. Go ahead and give me a wisdom check, please.
Yeah, that check is to find out if it's wise to have all of that stuff, right?
In your room.
In your room. Stored right next to each other.
By the lamp.
By the
18.
lamp.
18. The small amount of impish powder that you have has proven to be very successful, to the point where when you mix a batch of powder, you have only but to add a single grain of the imp powder, causing it to become combustible when you shoot a round out of one of the rifles that you've been experimenting with. It will be expensive to make. You've so far have managed to make about 100 rounds of the flame bullets that you've been working on. If you could just find more of this impish powder, it could mean a significant difference, both with the cannon and other equipment that you've been experimenting with, as well as the constructs that you've been experimenting with. as you've been exposed to a lot of lost technology of the old world, gearworks and other things of gnomish origin, as the rumor of finding the old abandoned city of Gnomework has been, well, proven quite truthful, as a steady supply of rare gnomish items and gnomish works are beginning to make their way towards you. Your laboratory is filled with partial automaton constructs. The most latest study that you will continue to spend the rest of your summer studying is something that Vert and Tamlin's little expeditions have brought back from the Gnome Works. There's a book that you open up and begin to read. And as you sit down, the very first sentence reads, "The understanding and the study, as well as the anatomy and dynamics of the entities known as the Warforged." And you begin to study this very heavily and over a great deal of time. Gulsha, you and Unther and your compatriots have been traveling for well over 2 months. Leaving through the last of the picket lines off into the Frosted Lake region of the far north of the Warrentooth Mountains has brought you to the other side of not only the volcano, but the location of the Oshram Temple. Through heavy study and understanding of the documents and information that you've acquired up to this point, there seems to be an ancient pathway that is supposed to lead through old lava tubes up and into an abandoned dwarven kingdom, and then eventually out of the crater of the volcano and on to an edge of a pathway called the Sky Path that is supposed to take you to the old ruin of the Oshram Temple. Go ahead and give me your survival check, please.
I got a 13.
13. You lose some time, but eventually find the beginning of the path. It's a series of lava tubes that take you into an ancient warren, a warren that becomes to be slightly familiar to you. You even pass some of the access points to the old fire giant warren, but you're on the very fringe of its remains. The active volcano, for the most part, closing it off to you. You find a series of unaffected lava tubes that take you deep up into the mountain range, and eventually you find the abandoned dwarven kingdom that was told to you through your discoveries and your journal interpretations. A few weeks go by, you eventually make your way up through the top of these very high peaks, realizing that the highest peak in the very center, the tall spire, is where the Oshram Temple sits. It's cold, but getting colder the deeper that you get up into this section. There's a cavern that you pass by. An ancient beast is nothing more than bone laden in ice, as a white dragon of huge size, but decayed through time, probably a time of the old world. You and Unther and the others spend some time examining its frozen lair. You do acquire some items that you hope that others will be able to examine when you get back. You acquire a book, a shield, and a dwarven hammer.
Okay.
Deeper, higher, taller, the colder it gets. Summer is almost over. This path has led you here. The night before going down into the valley, you and Unther are standing there looking down at a valley completely devoid of life. In the very center of this valley, built into this part of the peak, you can see a single stone, an obelisk, pointed up and out of the ground. No sign of ruins, no sign of temple. Unther just kind of clasps your shoulder, gives you a nod. We'll be waiting here for you. Good luck. As you take your scroll that you acquired from the vault of the old Silverhand family estate in the ruins of Pim, you march down into the valley. Once in the valley, you're standing in front of this obelisk. Go ahead and give me a perception check, please.
Uh, 19.
18. Staring at this obelisk, there is a series of scrawls and writings and glyphs and wards of all manner of interpretation. But for you, it's quite clear what they are. They are odes to the Raven Queen. There are over 100 oaths emblazoned on this obelisk. There's been at least a visitor here for every year since, well, looking at it, the very last entry was 251 years ago. There are no subsequent entries since then. There's a blank section on the base of the obelisk, almost as if it's been made or predestined for somebody else to apply their oath here. There's no sign of ruin. There certainly is space here for one, but there's nothing here but this obelisk. Go ahead and give me a religion check.
Shit. Dropping dice here.
Oh shit, with disadvantage.
Oh shit, with disadvantage. Yeah, that's an 11.
11?
Yeah.
DC was a 10. Not great, but no one's ever perfect. And the reason why it wasn't that difficult for you to decipher, each of the 100 entries that you can see on this obelisk is a dedication of a personal oath made by 100 individuals. With scroll in hand, empty spacing in front of you on the obelisk, what would you like to do?
I will carve my oath into it.
Which is?
Let's see. Now I got to think of an oath. Man, you put me on the spot. So my oath will be, let's see. I'll swear with my life to bring forth the Raven Queen and her teachings back to this world and destroy the evil that is trying to take hold here.
And as you chisel this in with hammer and spike, the very last kind of tap, the obelisk flares. Pulse of light coming off the obelisk at the very tip of it, 12 feet up in the air. You watch as light swirls and lights up every oath on the obelisk. It reaches your oath, and you watch as it burns into what you've chiseled into the base of the obelisk. There's a small kind of like arcanic explosion that emanates outwards and pulses by. You can feel the heat and the energy. And you watch as it rolls, a massive translucent temple begins to form. In front of it, you can see a tear of bluish light, and it parts open. You can hear a rush of energy pouring into it. And you can just hear a feminine voice in your mind. Step forward. Accept the outcome of your oath.
All right. I step forward.
And as you do, the tear, and you're in darkness, pure darkness. No sign of light, no sign of anything, just your kind of existence. Staring around, there's just a disembodied voice. Once one has applied the oath to the obelisk of the Oshram Temple, it is with the intent of dedicating one's life to the resurgence and understanding of our word and of who we are and what we mean. Do you accept this responsibility, Goldshaw? Do you understand what this entails.
I don't understand what it entails, but I know that the Raven Queen has guided me here, found me in the desert when I was dying, and gave me a second chance. So I do submit.
Read the scroll, Gulsha. Read it out loud.
Okay, I read it out loud.
As you begin to read this, you can feel all of the oaths swirling around you. This unified and understanding, this existential reality of what it means of creation, what it means of a world that has been bereft of pantheon guidance for over 2.5 centuries. You can feel every suffering cry, every aching wound of hunger and thirst, and the rampant plagues that torment the surface of Toril, and more importantly, Faerun. The cries and screams echo but eventually die away. You watch as the gateway stitches shut as you step out. You also watch as the Oshram Temple takes physical form. A massive keep appears. You watch in the very heart of it, a very tall 12-story temple that juts up into the sky, and right behind where the gate would be and opens up into a courtyard, you can see the manifestation of the Raven Queen come into existence. 2 massive blackened wings, a white alabaster mask, and a single tear creasing down towards the point of the mask where normally the mouth would be, but absent. And then a voice in your head. Come, Gulsha, pray with me, for you are now an oath keeper. To be an oath keeper is to bear this banner and standard wherever it is required. You watch as the standard of the Oath Queen appears at your feet with an explosion of arcanic shock. You truly are a champion of the Oath Keepers. This banner's abilities will reveal itself to you. Carry it, carry our name, carry our future. Bring yours back to this location. Build your followers. Save what you can. I am listening, but know this. You are now my champion. And know this. All my champions are called upon eventually. And when I return, you will return with me. You understand what this means, Gulsha?
Yes.
Take our banner, take our oath. I give you to the world. And as you come out of the valley, Unther looks at your overall visage, the change in your demeanor, a kind of strange look about you. And he just nods, and he looks at you and the others. Well, let's get to work. As all of you mount your horses, ride off into the night, making your way back towards Whist.
Okay.
Falev. It has been a hell of a journey for you and Scorch. Scorch is still not used to the eventual breaks, what you refer to as potty breaks, but they have to happen. The first couple times you tried to pee off the back of the dragon, it didn't go so well, as wind currents are, well...
Wind, it's a thing. You have to stay still, Scorch.
However, being out on the road with Scorch has been quite amazing, because not once have you been told to take a bath. Not once have you been told to brush your hair. And surprisingly, a very thick and heavy beard is beginning to grow in place, as road travel seems to take to you quite well. Go ahead and give me a charisma check, please.
I looked at my charisma. It was a 13.
At some point, you do manage to convince Scorch to stop by Vengar's and check in on the way back. The first month of heading out towards the deep west, or the far west, it's very interesting. You finally have seen a body of water the size of which you've never thought existed. Scorch's massive head turns to look at you. I believe they call that an ocean. Somewhere along this coast is my target. Let us continue. And he banks down in along the shoreline. And you can see little tiny fishing villages kind of barely in existence. You can see people scrambling with fear, pointing up in the sky as you and Scorch fly over, making your way along this coastal region.
Getting peed on.
They're not getting peed on, but I waved to everybody. For sure.
Eventually, you come to a cliff face. Go ahead and give me a survival check.
Hey. Oh, yeah. 27.
27. As Scorch comes down on a cliff overhang of this place he calls the ocean, you settle in place. There in front of you appears to be a massive ruin of some kind. It looks to be an amalgamation of maybe a dozen or more massive towers with a large tower at its very center, but it's very old, very dilapidated, very much caved in on itself. You could see in the very front of this ruin a series of like doorway openings that are partially collapsed in on themselves. And then he looks at you and goes, well, can't get in there in this form. And he becomes a halfling. The two of you look at the entrance of this location, step up to it, and begin to scrabble down and in to this entrance. Go ahead and give me a perception check. With advantage because of your excellent previous roll.
Thank goodness, because that one was a 3. Goodbye.
He
That
just
dice
tossed
is dead to me.
He just tossed dice.
Yeah. Much better perception.
Seems structurally sound. It'll be fine.
24.
24. You and Scorch begin to search around this rubble until you find a collapsed section that seems to lead deeper down into the ruins themselves. After about an hour or two, you scramble around until you finally find a series of very large stairwells that seem to lead down to a very large base of a collapsed tower. This part of the collapsed tower seems almost intact. There are petrified skeletal remains all around you, almost as if they've become like petrified wood would be, but the bone itself has become almost like mineralous, like minerals have like adhered to it and left behind these skeletal figures in various arrays of positioning. All seem to be in their final throes of life, however. You and Scorch pass beyond this point and begin to descend down this very obsidian blackened kind of stairwell, deep enough to the point you can now hear the seawater above you as you now have gone deep enough to be actually under the ocean at this point. Here you come into a very rounded chamber with 4 sets of doors. There is in the very middle of this chamber a stone table. There are at least 2 or 3 sets of bones kind of either half leaning on the table, lying on the floor. There seems to be piles of dust that might be the remnants of books nearby. And each of the sets of doors bears a marking. There is a door with a flame mark on it. There is a door with an eye mark on it. There's another door with a mouth mark on it with teeth and the whole slam. And then there's another one with kind of like a planet that looks to have like a ring rotating around it. Scorch takes a moment. I believe that door is discussing the possibility of fire as an element. The mouth, the eye.
Are the doors talking to you?
Well, no, the symbols, dear boy.
Oh, right.
Should they be talking? Are they talking to you? I mean, it's been a long
No.
trip. I mean, it's just been the two of us.
Dude, doors don't talk, right?
Well, I mean, some would say dragons don't turn into halflings with big, deep voices, so I don't know how this works, to be honest with you.
Okay, fair point.
I do believe we found the reliquary vault, though. I know an examination table when I see one. I don't know why I know it, but I know it's relevant. I think these are the vault.
Wait, is this the candle keep?
I think so.
These don't look like candles. These are towers.
Yeah, the towers look like. Anyways,
Weird.
yeah, you know, it's a long time ago.
Humans.
It's a long time ago. Well, shall we begin?
Yeah. What exactly are we doing?
Well, I'm going to try to open the doors.
Oh, should we knock?
Well, there's a spell that I use that kind of mimics that activity, but sure, we can call it knocking if you want to.
Oh, you do your thing, Scorch.
Good to know. You watch as he walks up to the emblem of a flame. He reaches up his halfling form hand and there's a kind of arcanic burst, and the doors kind of flurry open. The chamber's completely empty. There's nothing in it whatsoever. There are a series of markings and other things that give you the feeling that something was removed, but quite some time ago when it was removed. He then walks over to the door with the mouth, and he burst of arcanic energy. The doors open up. In here, this is the vault of memory. And as the two of you stare at some of the largest collection of books that you've ever seen, I need you to give me an investigation check, please. I think you're muted.
So that DM inspiration, is that a D12 or just advantage?
It can be a D12 if you want.
Well, we'll see what this first roll is. Investigation. Yeah, I'm gonna use that DM inspiration. Okay. Okay.
Yay.
So I rolled a 12 on my first die. With investigation is +3, so 15, and then I rolled an 11 on my inspiration.
Nice.
So 26.
Yeah, you spend the next like 3 or 4 hours pouring through all these books, and you find every book that you were asked to find. You find a book called the Book of Knowledge. You find the Phoenix Prophecies. You find a book on the Raven Queen. And basically everything that you've been wanting to search for, you found. Took a long time, but it would seem somebody took careful time to make sure these things were preserved.
Gashal had also asked me, Golshaw, I don't know how I flipped that in my head for a second. Golshaw also asked me to, if there was any information on Ball.
I'll say you find a book on Ball as well.
Perfect. Beautiful. Yay. My friends are going to like me so much.
Yay, a book on Ball. Did I miss what you found for me?
Oh, he rolled a 26. He found everything book related
sweet.
in this particular vault.
Yes.
The third
Love
vault,
books.
you watch as Scorch walks over to where the planet and the ring is, and he And as he knocks on it, the doors. And as it opens, there's a series of orbs that are just lingering and glowing. There's maybe a dozen or so orbs in here. Scorch leans in and looks, and he goes, huh, memory orbs. And he reaches out, touches one. You watch as it expands into a very, elderly-looking gentleman. And then you hear a voice, oh, well, it seems like I've been called first. This should be most interesting. How may I be of assistance? Well,
Hi.
yeah, can you talk to it? Yes, I can talk to you. Yes, I am a memory. I can help find things if you choose to look for things. What can I do for you?
I'm Valev. Hi.
Good to meet you.
What's your name?
My name is Elminster.
Oh. Elminster. I do a not good bow. Just some.
You watch as Scorch stands up. I have a memory of this one. Old man, what happened here? Well, it would seem that Master Philip felt destroying Candlekeep was required to maintain its secrets. After that, my memory is a victim of the conclusion of my life. This memory orb is but a sample of a period of my time. There's not much else I can tell you in regards to this.
Philip Prime needs to die again.
Do we ask him things?
I don't know,
ask you
Valev. I've
things?
never actually talked to a memory orb. For some reason, I know what it is, but I'm not sure what it does. I think we can...
Excuse me, Mr. Minster. What do you do?
Well, I answer questions.
You just did it. Okay.
Yes.
Cool. Scorch, do you have questions?
I'm not really sure. Old man.
Like any questions?
Old man. What do we do with the information in these vaults? The information stored in these vaults are designed to help you recover the lost memories of the old world, a time period that you might know as the Rift Wars. My memory is nothing more than the ability to give you the chance or the opportunity to recover these memories. If you absorb all of the memory orbs here in that scrying glass, take it with you, we can help. We can answer questions, educate, teach, do our best to share information about an old world that's, well, unfortunately long gone. Gulshaw, you're green.
That white balance changed from covering up.
Yeah. That's what happens when you
As
fuck with
Gulshaw-
your camera.
Goldshaw just entered
The green zone.
the green prime material plane.
I went into that temple and I came out.
Oh, there we go.
Well,
There it goes.
You went into
better.
the temple and you came back the Hulk.
Yes.
Gulshaw smash.
You watch as Scorch goes over to where the scrying glass is. He picks it up, looks at the memory of Elminster, and looks at the other orbs flowing. He brings the scrying glass over to you, Vlev, and goes, I think this is meant for you.
Scrying glass. That's awesome.
Mr. Minster, how do we put the orbs in the glass?
Merely invoke the word on the orb, the scrying glass. Should be written there in a glyph.
Could I read those glyphs?
Give me an Arcana check, please.
What's your Arcana? Negative 40?
1. It's a 2.
Scorch leans over and whispers a word in your ear, which gives you advantage, so you could try again.
Thanks, buddy.
Guidance.
16.
16.
Guidance.
The glyph means attainment. And as you utter the word attainment, you watch as the dozen or so orbs swirl and collapse into the orb itself. You watch as the Elminster memory hovers there for a moment, reshapes back into an orb, and then disappears into the scrying glass. Well, shall we try the final door?
Do you think it's okay if this goes in the magic bag? Arena said not to put other magic bags in the magic bag. Do you think because this was a magic mirror and things went in it going into the magic bag is going to make it blow up? Because Arena really did not want me to make her bag blow up. She really likes her bag.
I think it was specific to the idea of bags of holding. This is something different. I think it'll be okay.
I'll go ahead and stow away the mirror.
Hey, Apollo, what happened to your camera? Did I
It
lose?
freezed. He said he was going to be right back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He froze-ited.
He froze
Yeah.
it. Gotcha. Ah, hold on. I just hit the wrong button. There we go. So annoying. Okay.
Oh, it looks like I froze too.
Yes, the pop out caused a problem. Hold on. Ugh.
Pardon me while we have technical difficulties.
Yep.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
live stream.
Discord has broken. I may have to
Aw.
I may have to reconnect. Hold on one sec.
Oh no.
Hey.
Hey,
Let
there you
me.
go.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh,
Oh
no,
no.
no,
No, no, no.
no.
That's how you know a platform like TikTok has taken over.
Yeah, I
like,
know.
culture.
Taking
Is
over the
when all
culture
of,
and
like,
the world
the
that is the
millennial
world.
Gen Xers are like singing these songs.
I know.
yeah.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
No.
I'm horribly addicted to a lot of those TikTok cuts. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
horribly addicted.
Oh yeah. It's such a great D&D.
Everybody want to know bang bang? And the one gal that does like the cool eyes and everything. Oh my god, it absolutely
Yeah.
kills me. Absolutely kills me. I think Apollo is having technical difficulties, unfortunately. So, well,
Technical difficulties.
yes, technical difficulties. So,
Pickles dip-
so now that
Difficult
everybody is,
technicalities.
everybody is different in
There we
different
go.
places.
I'm good. I'm good.
I'm Apollo.
Yes, the joys of online play, folks. It's a real struggle.
I'm here. Oh,
There he
back.
is.
back to center.
Yay! I'm me again.
I think he fell asleep and his forehead
Oh,
hit
go
the.
back to being Apollo.
He
Much
fell
better.
asleep and his forehead hit the keyboard.
Always.
Okay,
So
I
as
will
you would-
stow the mirror.
Yeah, so as you and Scorch stand there in front of the last door, he knocks. It opens. The two of you are not sure what you're seeing, but it's definitely odd. You could see a series of about a dozen chains hanging from the ceiling. They seem to be locked on to the skeletal remains. Well, give me a nature check. See if you can even understand what this thing is.
That doesn't sound good.
5.
5. I'm not sure what this is either. As the two of you look at it, there are skeletal tendrils coming off a very large, skeletal, round part of its body. In the very center below the skeletal feature is a large, toothy mouth. And in the very center, a large, spot where you think an eyeball would reside.
Oh no! Oh no!
It's-
Cesare doesn't like this.
it's-
Cesare doesn't like
It's
this.
large.
Skeletal.
Gave you the
It's
potion to
skeletal.
feel
It's
it.
large. It's heavily chained.
So you're telling
Scorch?
me we just found an undead beholder? Great.
Scorch just looks
Might
down
be
at
Great.
you.
You might have found a dead beholder.
Scorch looks at you and goes, I think they forgot to feed their pet. I don't know what this is for, but
Aw.
I don't like it. I have a bad feeling about it.
They killed Xanthor.
you watch as Scorch stands in front of it, looks at it for a moment. You hear him in arcanic, spell-like voice. He just touches it and goes, animate. You watch as the entire thing kind of floats up, begins to hover.
I take a few steps back.
It's not real. I'm just trying to speak with it.
Oh, okay. I'll
Ooh.
take another step back.
Who are you and why are you here? You watch as the giant, kind of like floating skeletal form of the beholder just kind of hovers there for a moment. Its big toothy maw just splits into a weird skeletal grin. Well, you see, I'm kind of responsible for some of this. They didn't really like me over there in Waterdeep, and well, they kind of put me here because some of the shit I got into. Have you seen me goldfish anywhere? I've been looking for it.
Your goldfish?
Oh, yeah,
You,
it's my
you
pet.
have a pet?
You watch as Scorch just kind of puts his hand up to his halfling mouth and begins to stifle a laugh. What is your name? Well, my name's Xanathar, of course. I run things. Well, I used to run things around here.
That's a cool name.
Yeah, it is a cool name. You watch as all the eye stalks kind of rattle against the chains. The big kind of like chain adhering it to the ground. I don't suppose you'd be up to let me go, would you? No, I don't believe we'll be doing that. They put him here for a reason,
no.
Valev. I
Mhm.
think here's where he should stay. And he watches the animated effect of the spell dies. The creature settles back down. Well, seems that we've came for what we've looked for. Shall we go?
Is it can it talk still?
No, cannot.
How big are the teeth?
Maybe 2 feet in length.
I would like to try and remove one of the teeth and try and put it in the bag of holding.
Give me a sleight.
Because I just think that is cool and Arena might like it.
Give me a sleight of hand check.
Okay.
Don't know if that's a good idea, Valev. What are you doing?
I was gonna maybe pull it.
Yeah,
You said it wasn't alive anymore. I was gonna see if I
Yeah.
could pull it too.
Very well. It's a bit morbid, but okay.
Well, it's way too big. I show him like my necklace that has all of the teeth on it. I can't wear it, but
Yes.
I don't know. It
You're-
was a magical like big giant eye thing. Maybe somebody, maybe Kai, maybe Arena could do something with it. As I'm like pulling out the bag of holding to like check its like opening size to see if the entire behold. No, that's not gonna. I got a 13 on the sleight
13.
of hand.
Damn, I should have sent him with my necklace.
The first tooth kind of like shatters under the weight of your effort. The second one comes a little bit free and you manage to harvest one. Not one of the 2-foot ones. You harvest one that's about a foot in length.
Perfect.
Yes. And you kind of pack it away. Scorch just says, well, we found it. Found what you needed. I still don't know why I've come here, but I feel like I was supposed to be here. But anyways, let's go home, Valev. Or let's go to your home. And I did promise you a trip back to your tribe. And then let's go and see our friends. I miss them.
Me too. Got the books. got the mirror, got the tooth. Yeah, I don't know what else we should do. We should go. Let's go.
You should go. Two of you scrabble your way back out. He turns back into his dragon form and begins heading off in the direction as best as he thinks he's supposed to go in. But give me your survival check. Make sure you send him the right direction towards your tribe.
17.
17. A few weeks later, you're hovering over a very familiar forest line. Eventually, Scorch sets you down on the very edge of the forest. I believe I will wait here for you. And you watch as his giant nostrils flare. About a mile into the forest, I can smell the bearkin.
Okay. Do you want to come meet everybody?
I think this is good enough.
Okay. I know Vanguard would really like to meet you, but if you want to stay here, that's okay. I understand.
Feel a little bit more comfortable this way.
Okay.
And already, as you begin to enter into the forest, you can hear the familiar drums of your tribe. The welcoming sound of the drums. You watch as you step into an open glade within the forest, and many bearkin are milling about. They turn suddenly to look at you, and you watch as a particular bearkin begins to walk over towards you, full height, grisly form, wearing the shamanistic items that you recall Vengar often wears. A big, toothy smile. Well, Valev, it's good to see you. You look like someone that's seen a lot.
Yeah. So much. I'll kind of try and hold my excitement back and fail at doing so and just kind of run up and give him a big bear hug.
You find yourself instantly transforming into your own bearkin form as you cross the glade threshold, where only the bearkin can exist. You have to remain in your form. For the next week, you are amongst family, kin, friend, telling and regaling them with many stories. And the morning of your exit, Vanguard just looks at you. Valev, you've seen much and you've grown much. You are not the small child that left so long ago. I will join you soon. Me and mine will come to the east and we'll help. We will do what we can. What you've done with you and your friends is very inspirational, to say the least. It's nice to see the boy become a man.
I couldn't have done it without your help and your teaching and your guidance.
See you soon, Valev. And you can hear the drums playing as you make your way out to the edge. See that Scorch has been keeping himself well fed. He's curled up in kind of like a sleeping dragon form. His big nose flares and his eyes kind of peek open. Well, can we go home now?
Yeah. Was my mom or brother or sister at the?
They were all
in
there.
The camp? Or...
Oh yeah,
okay,
everybody was there.
My mom's pretty protective, and she told me to tell you that you need to protect me, otherwise she will rip your throat out. Her words, not mine. But she also really would like to meet you one day when you're okay with it.
I would like to meet her as well, but this felt like a personal meeting for me. So maybe, as you say, when they travel east, I will meet them.
Okay. And over the course of kind of like this entire journey and like spending every day with Scorch, the beard kind of is growing in. I kind of have this not rapid rate of aging, but I've definitely feel like I've been affected by being around Scorch and his magic, and physically, kind of like before when everything was baggy and too big for me and gangly. I kind of like imagine Valev getting kind of growing into all of his stuff at kind of an accelerated rate and having um, that like lean fit bod instead of like the scrawny bod. So he definitely has like a six pack, but he's not like ripped and big. He's very lean still. And his hair will have kind of grown in these little whitish streaks. And his voice will have gotten a little bit deeper as he's kind of reached that stage in a young druid's life where they kind of come into their own a little bit.
Fair enough. You crawl onto the back of Scorch as the two of you leap up into the air and begin that journey homeward. Scorch begins to tell you about a person that he that he had met up with while you were in the woods with your bearkin. Do you know of anyone by the name of Johannes, by chance?
Johannes. Do I know anybody of the name of Johannes by chance?
Not that you can recall. Well, it's an very interesting individual. They seem to know of the Chimera Mercantile. They seem to know of at least a couple of your friends. Something about a pirate emissary is on its way to discuss things with them. Interesting group. But hey.
You didn't eat him, right?
No, I had already had an elk for breakfast. I was good.
Just wanted to check.
He had a very swarthy attitude, and his mouth always seemed to move, although I couldn't quite keep up with the pace of the nuances of his words, but he seemed genuine and sincere. Something about making some time to see his old friend Arena.
Did he pee-pee himself when he saw you?
Oh, and the giant wings are flapping. Maybe a little. And the two of you kind of disappear off into the edge. Arena, to call yourself exhausted is to put it mildly. It's now the end of the 4th month. And the only bit of relief that you have is a message from a series of patrols, especially the Firebrand patrol, that is often keeping you in communication. They have spotted Apollo. They've even spotted Unther and Gulshaw making their way back towards Whist. There's even reports of a dragon seen flying in this direction. It would assume everybody is making their way back. There's still no sign of Derek yet, but you're hopeful that perhaps he is okay. You're staring at basically both the creation of power, the absence of wealth, and the guarantorship of influence that will maintain you and your friends for quite some time. Go ahead and give me a persuasion check, please.
Not my best one. Okay. I want to guidance myself. Can I guidance myself?
I'm fine with that.
Okay. Guidance. The D4, right? I might be using some of my inspiration.
You just give yourself a little pep talk. You got this, Arena. You got this. Come on.
Okay.
You've got this, girl.
What is that? Oh, man. D4 is only a 1. It's okay. What'd you say? It was persuasion? Well, the 1 on the D4 counteracts my -1. I got a 16.
16. You're reviewing the articles of the establishment of Traverton, the eventual... to say that the magistrate was relieved to be replaced is to put it mildly. He was not overly fond of the job and has already wandered off to do his favorite activity, which is to study both ornithology and other flora and fauna of the region, allowing you free reign as well as the Chimera Firebrand Armory to come into existence. There's been a successful recruitment drive. The Firebrand now maintains a stewardship of 150 individuals. Most of the western region of Bithyani, or the Kingdom of Bith, is firmly under your guidance and under your control. 3 additional farmsteads have been established and have already begun to grow into small towns. The coffers of the Chimera Mercantile has well over 300,000 gold in it. And this is even after you've spent the 1 million gold so far to not only build the large keep just outside of town of Whist,
Yep.
but patrol barracks that litter the entire western region of Bithyani. The blacksmith shop was not enough. You built 4 of them. You have acquired and established at least 82 workshops, ranging from alchemy, carpentry, to furniture making, to tinkering, leather goods, general goods. And you've watched as the one success that you've had with this control and establishment and the utilization of all this wealth is to solve the problem of overcrowding was merely just to build new towns. Get people to the places that they need to be, get them organized, and get them, well, fed, and get them to work. The amount of farming communities that have sprouted up all along the area, well, you've even had a new map from the local cartographer that you've conscripted, and the local scribes that you've hired to maintain the books and everything else that you do. The High Moons still work with you, still doing the daily activity of the Chimera, but also managing the activity of the new Chimera Tavern next door. Things have gotten busy.
Guys, look, it has our little tower on it. It has our keep.
Hey, lollygaggers, thanks for the raid. Really appreciate it. We're reviewing Arena Honeypot's newly acquired wealth within the Kingdom of Bithyani.
All of the group.
True. But you've been doing the heavy lifting.
Yes.
Yeah, we all dipped. You're like, I'm going to stay here and work.
I'm going to stay here and I'm going to make this thing. Yeah, work. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, looking over the newly commissioned map that's been kind of brought more up to date, you've even convinced Lord Silverhand to build a small kind of castle-like fort and bailey up near the Maw Chasm. This has kind of hardened the ability to control and guard those that are still, to this day, coming across the Maw Chasm. The amount of caravan activity almost resembles what the old world used to be like. This has turned into a success even that you're slightly surprised by. There's kind of a clearing of the throat nearby. You look over to see Captain, now Commander Brackus, looking at you as you sit behind your desk, poring through the paperwork. I've heard most of them are nearly here. Have you heard the same?
Yeah, I got the... It's not a memo. What would it be called?
Just a message.
I got the note.
Memo.
Message. I got the message.
Got the memo.
I got the
I got the
facts. You hear a whirring
memo.
sound as 2 little woodland creatures begin to chisel with their teeth into a fax wooden tablet for you to read.
Yeah. No, I
We
got
are
the
the edge of madness, people.
The castle has a system of tubes that you can put letters in.
Oh my god, that would be so cool. We should do that.
Or just trap an air elemental
Brackus
in
just
there to help
stares
us.
at you and smiles. Well, The new
That's the
army
other campaign.
is
Ivar.
fitted and quartered well. The new towns are proving to be useful. We've even been able to travel even deeper into the Pym ruins, and establish even more cordons and picket lines to contain the Jasper mining colony. I think we are nearly ready with what you and Kai have, well, developed for us. I think we have a chance at taking back that community. Don't care what they throw at us. We can do it. Anyways.
We gotta take them down.
Just wanted to say I'll see you in a week or so. I'm going to go check on all of the barracks, check on everybody that we have posted, and begin to make final preparations for our foray into the Worn-Tooth Hills and eventually the retaking of the Jasper mining colony. Can't wait to see what Gul Shah has to say about that. Thanks for the follow, Pixel Prowler. Really appreciate it.
Yes, thank you. Yes, I look forward to that. Yes.
By the way, eat something, would you? He tosses a plate of food on your desk.
Yeah, I'll get the High Moons to bring me something. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
And the cacophony of sound kind of emanating from outside. You know, the windows are open, your desk. Adding the new third floor to the Chimera definitely has increased the ability for you and your friends to do more work here. The third floor now constitutes all of your studios, your studies, your little library that you've had built, the little different labs and places for people to study. You've even begun to recognize that when people with certain skill sets arrive, they begin to go through a kind of orientation, a training, as you pick and handpick the most educated, the most trained, the most skilled, sending them off to the different locations to bolster the recovery. You even took the idea of a census to heart. And at some point, you and Silverhand, maybe a month or so ago, sat down and just looked at each other shocked that well over 32,000 people now call Bithyani home. The Kingdom of Bithyani is growing exponentially. Emissaries come and go on a regular basis. At some point during your 4 month of activity, there's a familiar flopping sound outside in your hallway, and you hear. You see a little bullywog kind of come around the corner, and then you see a very large bullywog come in as well. Arena, I have been practicing your language.
It sounds amazing.
God.
Good job. I'm so glad we can talk. Wait. Shit, it's speak with animals. They're not necessarily animals because they're humanoid.
We are sentient.
Yeah.
Well, I just wanted to tell you, we have concluded our arrangements with Lord Silverhand, and the trading is complete. You're now in the possession of at least 100 tons of assorted skins, leathers, furs, and other supplies acquired from Mudknocker and the now expanding community outside of Pym. In fact, I might even be able to show it to you really quick.
Okay.
And then he puts a map in front of you.
I'm looking at the map.
And looking at the map, you can see the now established community of Mudknocker. You can see the paths have been built. The ability to get logistics in and out of the swamp along the base of the mountain range known as the Worn-Tooth Mountain Range. Strange, the volcano still ever present from time to time, but now you have a general understanding of how to come and go and get supplies and purchase supplies and deal further with the Mudknocker community. We are leaving, but we will return for the fall celebrations.
Is there anything that you guys need out there?
We have acquired what we need. Thank you.
If you need anything in addition, just send a messenger.
I will. Thank you for letting me practice your words. And the large form of the kingly mudknocker kind of bows towards you and kind of turns to leave and kind of pats the little bullywog on the head. I, too, have learned your language. I have been asked to stay and help to bolder our community.
Yeah, absolutely. You're more than welcome
Is
here.
this agreeable to you?
Yes, yes.
So with that, you've acquired a bullywog assistant as well, who pretty much takes care of you constantly. Even the high moons eventually like, oh, good, we don't have to do it anymore. He'll do it. It's almost like a vacation for them.
Right.
It is the final day of the 4th month. Gulsha, you're traveling through the eastern portion of Bithyani, and you come across the main road that leads in to what can now be determined as the capital city of Whist. As you and Unther draw closer, you can see the new temple that's been built, both in the visage and understanding of both Behemoth, the Raven Queen, and even an ode to the new god, Baal. There seems to be no shortage of worshippers coming and going within the healing gardens and other herb gardens that they kind of foster around this temple. You can see the new hospital that's been built. A massive 4-story structure with well over 100 rooms designed to take care of the sick, the weak, that come and ask for the hospital of the assistance of the acolytes, priests. They all kind of wave at you as you quickly ride by. Unther looks at you and goes, well, been a journey. We'll get to work on the details later, but go say hello to your friends, Gulsha. Well done. She has done amazing things here. And you watch as Unther kind of nods, gets off his horse, and the others follow with him. The 24 new Templar recruits that you've managed to acquire during your trip home nod in your direction, awaiting your orders.
Okay. You can all touch the banner that you'll be serving under.
One by
I
one,
tilt it
they
down.
follow the protocol. You lean it out. One by one, they salute it, touch it, salute it, touch it, salute it. They begin to take their leave of you and nod, recognizing that they're off duty for once. They're home. You watch as they kind of disappear into a very busy city. Most of the rundown housing has been replaced. Most of the residential requirements have been upgraded, uplifted. You can see way out on the outskirts of town a series of firing lines going off. Eventually you hear a large explosion. You watch as people point off in that direction. It looks like some kind of large laboratory or engineering site way off in the distance. In the direction of the 1,000 acres that you and your friends have acquired, you could see a massive keep in that position. Huge, 4-towered, major bailey in the middle of it, and you could see a column of heavily armored individuals come riding out of the gateway of it and begin to make their way off into the distance. A returning patrol wearing the travertine colors of the Firebrand Armory and the Chimera Mercantile Standard blazoned on their equipment. Looking around, you see a very heavily sooted, covered Kai, her skin blackened with smoke and ash, carrying a handful of gears, wires, and cogs. She passes right by you for a moment and then stops and looks. The two of you, your eyes meeting for the first time in 4 months.
Lady Silverhand, looks like you're very busy.
Yes, welcome back.
And there's now a string of gnomes behind her that kind of pass her, carrying wires and gears and cogs as well. And then you kind of follow what they were working on. And strapped in the very center of the market district that's very much busy and festooned with lots of activity, kiosks, and people hawking and selling the end of summer wares. You can see a large wicker basket attached to the skin of a very large balloon-like entity. You can see that it's strung with wire and it's hovering 20 feet up in the air. You're watching as gnomes are clattering around it. There is like a framework of a vehicle of some sort being built and assembled at the very base of it. And Kai looks at you and goes, pretty cool. I call it a dirigible, or the gnomes do. As it appears that Kai is attempting to manufacture some technology of the very old world called air dirigibles. Still needs some work,
Yes.
but she's getting there.
Sorry.
As the two of you exchange courtesies, there's a familiar sound of a very excited Velev. Velev, you're standing there amongst this massively
It sounded like
busy city. You can see Gulshaw and Kai having a conversation with each other. You're standing there. Gulshaw and Kai, you look to see Velev standing nearby. The dark form of Scorch's elven appearance behind him.
You look like a man, Velev.
Well, Shah, how are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
I'm good.
Yes.
And I run over and I like tackle him and give him a big hug.
It's
Aha, so you've grown over the summertime.
it's the beard. Makes him look cool.
Thanks, Scorch.
It's just the right amount of scruff.
I agree. Doesn't look like a child so much, does he?
No, he doesn't.
Shall we?
I kind of
Handsome
wanted
young
to.
man.
It looks a little bit like yours.
Apollo walks
You're not back
behind Velev.
You're not back
Not
yet.
back yet?
Nope.
Not back yet?
Scorch goes, shall we track down Arena, see how she's faring?
Yes.
Kai,
She
are you going
looks
to join
be
us?
Very busy, it seems, with all this
And
going on.
I'll pass off some of her stuff to one of the gnomes. And she'll say, "Come here, Velev. You have to give me a hug now."
Lady Silverhand, and I do a nice fancy bow and just pick her up and give her a nice squeeze.
Velev, your passive is high enough, you can't help but notice the revolver at Kai's side. You can see the rounded blackened chamber that spins on a gear, a slightly long barrel with a hammer. It's pretty fucking cool. There's only one in existence, and so far Kai has managed to build one.
You've been working.
Yes, I have. I have a present for you later.
Okay, I have a present for you too, but we'll wait till later.
Yeah.
As all of you make your way in the direction of the Chimera, you can't help but notice not only has this place grown, but it feels newer. It feels like a lot of wealth and effort has been put in to make the place nicer. The entirety of the city is walled in at this point. There are many checkpoints, gate points that allow the steady control of traffic to come and go. The market district has definitely burgeoned and grown a great deal over this time. All of you standing there, only Kai familiar with the change in the Chimera Mercantile, but for Velev, Gulshaw, you look to see an entirely new third story has been added to it. Off to the left, you can see that the tavern is complete and currently operating. The Chimera Tavern has just enough placement between the two structures that people can freely walk in between the two locations. You can see a huge stable has now been built off to the right. There are a series of new shops everywhere. Looking around, it seems like this has become a bit of a main street. There are alchemy shops, tinker shops, general goods stores. Everything that you could possibly think of has suddenly come into existence here. Off in the far distance of the city, you can hear the bellows of numerous blacksmithies working all day long. All of you step into the Chimera Mercantile. The High Moons greet you, hugs and handshakes and welcome back. And Mike goes, "Oh, we do. You must be close. One of your friends is upstairs, curled up, with Ghost. He wears a fur diaper, has a big, scary-looking spear, and keeps mumbling something about a flower. I think he might be drunk. I don't know." As you guys make your way up, No sign of Arena yet, but there, curled up and asleep in front of the fireplace, with his head resting on Ghost's haunches, is Apollo. He looks different. There's something strange. You can see new scars on his form. There's a glass-like container that he keeps very close at his waist. Apollo, you wake from your nap to look up. There's Valev, Gulshaw, and Kai staring down at you. It would seem the four of you are back again in the common room. Still no sign of Arena yet.
Hello?
Who is this fella? And he points at Valev.
Come on, Apollo.
See, you watch as Scorch nudges you, Valev? I knew it was going to be the beard. It's fucking cool.
It's good to see you.
It's good to see you too.
You look different too.
Yeah, mostly
Some
off
more
center.
Scars there.
Did you finally become a man and grow some?
Yeah, a little bit.
Remember,
You got some
Like,
pretty
I'm
cool
glad
scars
for
there.
you.
very light.
I like your scars.
Well earned,
It's
very
neat,
well earned.
I'm sure.
The common room begins to fill with familiar faces. The high moons have come in, bringing trays of food. The appearance of a bullywog even looks somewhat familiar even to Gulshaw, but it seems to speak common. Hello, good to see all of you. Arena will be here shortly.
Oh, what is your name?
Thank the gods he could speak common.
My name is Prince.
Prince?
Gosh, oh, that's right.
Is
Because
it the bullywog
Max
formerly
named
known as
him.
Prince, or
Max named him Prince.
My name is
awesome.
Prince. I serve Arena. And you.
But mostly
What
me.
a stink.
well, thank you.
Arena, as you make your way up the stairs, burdened with all manner of satchels of information, the accumulated wealth and work of 4 months of hard, diligent construction, building, recovery, there's a single message that you keep in your hand when you dump the rest of it off in your office. Coming down the stairs with this single message in hand, it's from Brachus. As you read it, the forward garrison is burnt to the ground. No sign of my men. We are out looking via patrol in hopes of finding them. Does not look good. Whatever happened here, well, not sure what it was, but I suspect you have a friend amongst you that would recognize the smell of dragon fire. We will continue to look. We'll continue to search. I will send messages shortly, as soon as possible. Yours truly, Commander Brachus. And you guys watch as Arena comes into the common room. All of you back together again. A meal being prepared, both familiar and unfamiliar faces playing out around you. New scribes, new assistants. Some of the halfling children have grown up a bit, are currently playing with Ghost, which is what they love to do. Eventually, Kai brings out Blaze. Blaze has learned not to set things on fire. There was some diligence with that during the summer. The last of the summer light is beginning to fade. It's now becoming early evening. Arena's there. You're all back together again. What would you guys like to do? The exception
Question.
with the exception of Derek.
I have a question.
Yep.
Where is the forward garrison?
The forward garrison is one of the picket points near the Jasper mining colony.
Okay. So we
That
can't
was
we can't
gonna
see it
happen.
on the map, right?
It would be, see where, yeah, well actually I can. Let me, is it this image? No, it's not that image. I think it's the Midlands map image, because I actually have gotten into the habit of naming things so that it makes sense.
Okay.
So, it's definitely along the foot of the main mountain range that you can see. The one large mountain is the volcano. The Jasper mining colony, which you've had successfully cartographed and mapped out,
Okay.
And the main garrison would be in this community right here by the lake.
Gotcha. Okay.
What's that little keep off to the left?
An old ruin of sorts.
Oh, okay.
It's really all the key says about it. No one knows for sure what it is.
All right.
I'm
Gushaw.
taking
Go
the
ahead.
note. Oh, I'm taking the note to the table with this.
Okay.
What's been happening? Has anything changed since we've been gone? Obviously, the town has.
Yeah, a lot has changed. We've started a couple new towns, to accommodate everybody. And did you see the keep that I had built?
Yes.
Yeah,
Impressive.
that's our keep.
Most
Isn't
impressive.
it cool?
Wait, Arena, you built that?
Well, I mean, I had it built.
But all of this, the mercantile,
Yeah,
the towns, the keep,
yeah,
you made all of that happen?
yeah.
Wow, impressive.
That is incredible.
Yeah.
Good job.
We have well, we have like a lot now. We didn't just build one blacksmith. We built 4 blacksmiths. So that scale of the dragon scale for the, yeah, we should go pick that up.
It's
for
ready?
the shield.
All the shield, all the weapons, all the equipment that was promised has been completed.
Yep. We should go pick that up.
I run over to Arena
Oh.
and I kneel down and I say, "Can I pick you up?"
Yes.
I give her a big hug and I like spin her around and I pick her up.
One of her shoes goes flying off.
I will point. I will mark on the map
Mhm.
where the Ashram Temple is.
Which would
Okay.
be the Oshram Temple. So where Whist is, if you go very, very far up to the very top of the map, where that one single lone peak next to the volcano is, that is where the Oshram Temple is.
Is it by Farm Minute?
Farmstead?
Oh, this is Farmstead.
No, it's far left.
Oh, far
Okay.
left. Oh, okay.
So like that little water area?
Nope, keep
Like-
going.
Southwest of the water.
So you can see
well,
where the volcano is, correct? The
down
big
and to the
giant
left.
peak.
Yeah.
There's a peak to the right of that.
Oh, okay. Oh, the
The
tallest
one with
peak
the
right
snow on it.
Yay, another raid. Thanks, guys.
Wow, Bear Pen, thank
We
you.
got 2, 3
Thank you,
raids
guys.
tonight? That's amazing.
I really
guys are
appreciate everybody's help. That's very, very cool.
there. Thank you, guys.
And I finally felt special today. I had some time to watch a lot of our creators today. I was watching Check These Out, and they were doing kind of a really fun thing today. It was kind of fun to watch. And I try to see as many as I can. I've watched Hard Knock Dice. I've done the Lollygaggers. I think I've watched the Bear Pen a couple times. And I've decided I'm horribly addicted to watching shows on Twitch. So I'm glad it's an addiction that I can kind of help with. I love watching all of our creators. It's lots of fun.
So I'm gonna go through the list of everything that we built in the last 4 months,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna end it with and Brackus just sent me this missive from our garrison over by Jasper Mines. It's not good. It's not good. It was leveled, and there's no sign of the men.
How many were there?
And how many people were in the
About
garrison?
150 men and women.
About 150 men and women in the garrison. And
They're just gone.
Yeah, and
No
it,
remains or anything?
No, it might have been dragon fire.
I'll kind of like slowly turn my head towards Scorch, like,
What do you mean, Dragonfire? Let me see that message, please.
And I'm gonna show him the message.
He reads it, looks at all of you, and then looks at Valev, puts the message on the table. Valev, I have to go. I'll be in touch with you later. And you guys just watch as Scorch just runs down the stairs, and
Be safe.
without even any hesitation, he turns into his dragon form, leaps up into the air, and disappears. There's a mental voice in your head, Valev. Don't worry, I'll be back. I need to check on something.
And I
I
just
hope he-
out loud am like, all right, we'll see you later.
So yeah, we're gonna have to go check that out.
At some point, you hear a throat clear their voice near the entryway into the common space. Sorry to disturb you. It's Vimac, dressed in the full attire of the Firebrand and the Chimera
Aw.
Mercantile standard. He's got at least 6 of his own people out in the hallway. Arena, Gulshaw, me and mine are on our way out to bolster the numbers that suffered. Well, we've heard that the garrison near Jasper Mining Colony suffered a bit of a defeat. I'm taking 50 with me now. Any chance that you could bring more would be great. This could be the beginning of something, and I feel better, at least if we have some numbers there, just in case.
I'm gonna look at Gulshaw. Like, you okay with that? Saying it without
Yes.
words.
Yes, take my recruits with you.
We can take the Templars.
Yes.
You can hear, like, sighs of relief coming from the hallway. He watches, he leans in. He goes, Roan, go and send the message. Let's get those folks moving as soon as we possibly can.
We'll gather up some more men.
And with that, the early evening begins to wane into a lot of busy activity. Being back home, definitely.
Wait. Hold on. Tusk! Tusk!
Head up.
Apollo, you always fall asleep on ghosts. Like, come
fall
on.
asleep.
We got stuff to do. Let's go, buddy.
For our
I'm
Sorry,
not
guys.
asleep. I'm actually getting my back
Uh-huh.
to pop.
Uh-huh.
for our
Give me a second.
meeting, I'm
Your eyes
going
open.
to I will tell everyone what happened to me during my travels, so we could all know what happened during the summertime.
So I'll say you spend most of the evening getting everybody caught up with each other's activities, adventures. At some point, Apollo and Gulshaw, you begin to have a conversation about the woven heart flower.
Ooh.
What is this? Do I know anything about it?
No, but when Apollo begins to explain the vision and the understanding of it, the fact that it has something to do with the weave definitely piques your interest. And it's quite possible that Kai's retrieval, or Valev's retrieval of the Book of Knowledge, may have some information regarding Mistra and some of the requirements of bringing the weave back into existence. Unfortunately, the one person that you've always felt confident enough in knowing the activity as it relates to arcane magics is Max, and he's been gone for some time.
I would have
Yeah.
waited for everybody to kind of like tell their stories of all the stuff that happened before letting them know the stuff that Scorch and I found. And as I was telling that, I'd just like start pulling out books like Santa Claus, just like start bringing all of the gifts and stuff.
I'll
Yeah.
put that
Wow.
dwarven hammer and the shield and the book on the table too. Or
So-
maybe Arena to identify.
We got a lot of stuff. We found a lot of things. Arena, the
Yes.
bag worked really well. It helped a lot. So first off, and I'll go to Gulshaw, give him the book on the Raven Queen and that on Ball. I'll give Arena. I'll wait till Arena to the end. I'll give
Okay.
Kai her book. I'll give Apollo his book. Everybody wanted books. It was so weird.
And these are pretty
And-
ancient tomes. I mean, they're made of both a preserved kind of vellum with metallic and wooden bindings designed to survive over time. So they're impressive to look at.
And feeling a little bad that I didn't get a book for Arena, and I didn't really find anything shiny or cute, I'll pull out the foot long beholder tooth, and I don't know if you can use this or not, but I thought it was pretty cool. And
Okay.
here you go.
Huh.
And then remembering that I have something on me that is something I think she would like, I'll actually go into my bag and pull out my bag of tricks, because that can summon 3 cute things at a given time, and we never know what it is, and that kind of is up her alley. And I'll give her the tooth, and then out from behind my back, I'll pull the little bag of tricks, the tan bag of tricks. It's a tan one, and
Tan bag of tricks.
yeah, and I'll give that to you. It's not, you know, a bag of holding, but it has a lot of fun animals in it, and you never know what you're going to get. So it's kind of like a box of chocolates, but you pull out the little fuzzies, and you throw it, and when it hits the ground, it turns into an animal. You've seen this before. And I'll
I've
hand
seen
that
you
over.
use it. Oh my goodness, I want to use it right now.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna reach in and I'm gonna pull out a fuzzy,
roll a d8.
and I'm gonna roll a d8.
Go for it.
It's a 6. A giant weasel comes out.
Giant weasel.
You immediately watch as Ghost is contemplating eating it.
Oh no.
Well,
Amazing.
Ghost, hold on, because it's friendly.
Oh,
I mean, I can I can talk to it, right?
give me an animal handling
Yeah.
check.
Well, it says you can use a bonus action to command how the creature moves and what action it takes on its turn. So, or give it general orders such as to attack your enemy. Blah blah blah. Blah
I'm
blah.
asking
So,
for a animal handling
animal handling check.
for Ghost.
For Ghost.
Ghost attacks.
What's my animal handling?
And I give her an advantage or help as I am describing how to use it.
Sure.
Okay, that's good because I got a 9.
I want to see Ghost kill it.
Well, that's better. That's a 16.
Just shakes the crap out of it.
So I got a 16.
You managed to like swat Ghost gently on the side of the nose to kind of get his attention. You watch as his tongue disappears back into his mouth, and the drool kind of stops from coming out of the corners of his mouth.
We'll go hunting. I promise. We'll go hunting.
Did the dogs grow in 3 months?
Well, Ghost was full grown,
Oh,
but
Ghost is full
Blaze grew.
Yeah.
grown. All right.
I think Ghost was full grown. Was this Ghost full grown?
Ghost is
will
now,
also-
yeah, Ghost is now full grown. He's 382 pounds of muscle and dog meat. He is huge. The bristly hide has finally taken on that direwolf texture where it's practically like wire. His natural armor class is now a 20.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I'll
see.
also take off the bag of holding, and prior to going into town, I had kind of like cleaned it up. I had also kind of gone to a river and washed up because I knew everybody was going to give me shit about it. So my hair is like definitely like that mohawk is pulled up into like a high.
I'm so glad
crap.
you were taking care of yourself. I mean, I can tell just how clean you've been keeping yourself on the trip. I'm so proud of you.
Yeah,
I'm not laughing. I mean, Arena's not laughing. I'm laughing. Yeah. Yeah.
the whole time.
The whole time. I'm so proud of you.
I'll just kind of like give Apollo a little wink.
And I'm gonna take the bag of holding back. Did any of the? I mean, did you use the rations? Did they come in handy? Did you use the tent?
Or did you be
you
a
can say
man?
no. You can say
That was
no.
all in there the whole time.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
in the
no,
whole
I didn't use any of it.
There was also like a fishing pole.
Nah.
Yeah, I don't know if he knows how to
catch
use
fish with
one
my
of
hands,
those.
so.
Okay. You know, I mean,
Or I
Okay,
just stand
Gollum.
at the top of a waterfall and the fish like jump up at you. It's really weird. You just grab them.
That just seems like a very bear thing to do. So yeah, it makes sense.
Well,
Okay, cool, very cool.
So,
Yay.
early evening turns into late evening as you guys begin to get everybody caught up, discuss outcomes of adventures that you've had over the time. And, well, completing the time slide is a milestone. No one did horribly. Everybody kind of gained from the activity. So we're going to level up on this
Ooh.
long rest. So everybody go ahead and do a level up tonight.
yay!
And it is
Now-
almost 10 o'clock, so we got a few minutes until we do this level up. I
Is
had
the-
originally thought we'd go over, but I was able to kind of get it all condensed and organized into the 2 hours and 40 minutes that we had. But everybody hang out, please. We're going to raid a channel. I want to return the favor. I see that Initiative League is still kind of broadcasting. I'd like to jump over and raid
I have
those
a quick
guys.
question.
Yeah.
Quick question. Is
Yeah.
the beholder tooth magic?
We'll find out next time we come back.
Okay.
So, as I always say out there, be kind, be safe, and play a game. Hang out. We're going to raid some friends. Thanks, everybody. Have a good rest of your
Bye,
evening.
guys.
See you next week.
Bye.
Oh, they must have went off the air. We're going to raid Talking XP.
Here we go.
Okay. All right.
Oh my gosh.
Sick.